Hi, good day. Um, have you ever wondered why the rainfall patterns all over the globe has changed over the past 2 decades? Have you ever wondered why we have so many health challenges today? About 60% of the air that we breathe is actually contaminated. Today I want to bring you a subject which is dear to my heart because I've seen the effects of what I'm about to share has on the environment. Today I'm going to talk about the effects of charcoal burning. My name is Leon Shambani, and today that is my lesson that I am here to present. Okay, so consider charcoal burning as a business for small scale business people. Because it's a business and someone gets a livelihood out of that, we need to find alternatives on how this can be done. Now let's go back to what charcoal burning really is. If you look at this tree, basically what it means to burn charcoal is you cut down this tree into maybe 3 or 4 pieces, then lay it down as let me see if I can show you a picture. This is a picture of charcoal being burnt. Basically they pile the wood together on the ground, and then they pile on top of the wood dirt, and then they basically leave a hole where they put fire, and the whole thing now burns for a couple of days. And as you can see, there's a lot of emission being emitted to the atmosphere. And what is this wood emitting into the atmosphere, or smoke? This smoke contains a very toxic chemical called carbon monoxide, which, if we inhale as human beings, will suffer consequences of heart diseases, for example. Our lungs are affected, and many other healthy issues that can come upon our bodies because of inhaling of carbon monoxide. Now, if you look at the ecosystem itself, the way the environment has been made is that we coexist one with another. What do I mean by that? This tree that you see here produces what we call oxygen. And what does oxygen do to a human being? It's something that we need to breathe. And if I can bring to your attention of which is all over the world, basically the lungs are affected and one is unable to breathe properly. So, like I mentioned, we coexist one with another. We breathe out carbon dioxide, which this particular tree that you can see takes in, and breathes out oxygen, which we inhale ourselves. Now, if you look at this, when the burning of this charcoal, this is how it looks, the final product. And by the way, the use of this charcoal is basically an alternative source of energy. In the world today, we have other cleaner sources of energy, such as solar system. But solar system is expensive. It's expensive and very hard to maintain. And then you've got hydroelectricity, which uses water, but also that comes at a very high cost. So, and for an average person in my country, for example, this is an alternative source of energy, because about maybe 50% of the population can't afford hydro power, and they can't afford solar. Now, with all these things that I've said about the effects of this charcoal burning in in the world. I'll give a practical example. Last year when we were hit by COVID-19, basically there was no movement by many charcoal traders into the city because their movements was restricted. And we saw a difference in terms of the rain pattern. The previous rain pattern we received from November to April, which used to be a norm. But over a decade, we've been receiving rains, from December to March. And if you look at that, it's almost cut into half or 50%. So there are other alternative that these charcoal burners can use. Like for example, there's a batch here of a heap of charcoal, and with a chimney, which basically is going to channel the carbon monoxide into the atmosphere instead of allowing it to overflow and come into human beings. In short, this is what is happening. This is a chimney here, and this is an inlet into the power of death. So all the smoke is channeled here and comes out channeled into the atmosphere. This is an alternative source of, or rather, an alternative way of burning charcoal. I know that this can actually work if individuals put their efforts in order to, because deforestation is also one disadvantage that we will suffer when we continue to cut down our trees. Thank you very much, and this is what I had to say.